I've got these 4 cards here, and I add these on, but I don't even mention that, see? I do that, you know, a moment or so early. And then I bring this whole mess up here, out-jogged, and I feign pushing off as I move those cards out, but that's really the aces. They go near the bottom, and I push them all in except 1. The other 3 come off one at a time or in a group, and those are all X cards. And now when I go to show you that, all the aces are right below that ace, which is a really great thing because now look at this. It doesn't look like there's any aces here at all. And I like to adopt this position at the end. So because you're magicians, I need to make sure you know that's only 1 card, but I need to be in this position so that when I come back, I can go immediately into pushing these cards flush. So that's important. 1 goes, 2 goes. And that brings 2 to the top. And that's a pretty amazing thing. And then I do a nice big fake double pushover, and that's 3, but that's not an ace at all. Of course, that's a double. When I come back, I keep that there, and I say you don't get, it's weird, the camera's confusing me there. And I say you don't get 2, or you don't get 3, you get 2. And of course, that covers that being a single. When this gets pushed flush, that's the bottom card, and I get a break literally above it. So now I'm at the last but not least. There's the last card, clean. I place it back, and now I just get to do the same out-jog shift with 1 card, which brings it right back to the top of the deck. All right? I know we covered it pretty fast, but
that's pretty intense.
I wanted to get to a bunch of tricks, you know. And
I know,
yeah. But you know,
is everybody on board for a rewind of that to go through it one more time, or is that?
Do you want me to perform it one more time?
I would like you to go one more time through the actual detail of the sleight.
Yeah. Okay. So look. Oh, the sleight.
Everything. I mean, well, the sequence of sleights. There's multiple.
It's a heavy thing.
It's a big, heavy thing.
And I probably put too much material on my list, and I just was concerned that I wasn't talking about the half pass fast enough. So here we go. So 4 aces, and I got 3 here, and so I'm getting a break there. And I've got.
You're holding between those.
Yeah, and plus I've never taught this before.
You're keeping a thumb flesh break between those.
Right. So I haven't spent a lot of time learning how to make teaching this entertaining.
You can't. This one, you can't.
Right.
Good luck.
I figured if I couldn't make it entertaining, at least I could make it fast. You know, it's like vaudeville, right? If it's loud enough and fast enough, it'll be over before anyone knows how bad it was. So there they are. So I got a break there. And so what I'm basically going to do, let me just show you what the sequence looks like completely so you can see the deceptiveness of it. I've got these 4 aces, right? I'm going to take these 4 aces and I'm literally going to stick them in 4 different parts of the pack. But really, the first one was a quadruple, right? So that's where they are right now, with the 4 aces right below. So now going through that slowly. Yeah, now that's the detail that No, I appreciate it, buddy. I think it's really important is that when you put that quad in there, you're actually pushing in 3 of them. Certainly. So let me do it from this direction now. So look, I'm faking that push off, and that's 4 cards. Now I'll tell you folks, when this is stuff that's real good for beginners to practice, this isn't one of those moments. I riffled down a little bit, a lot, and there's the 4. Now look at where my thumbs meet. When my thumbs meet, I'm covered. And at that moment, bam, I push in all 3 aces except for that one. And I don't want to belabor that point. And so what we added to the dingle shift here is this out jog, so that these 4 cards seem like they were always separate from the pack. And I show those aces, and now we're in position ready to go. You don't want those to splay out. You really want to be able to cover it all. Right? Come back. And this is what's cool about this, is that without any double lifts or anything, you get to see that those aces aren't anywhere near the top, clearly. Now when I come back, bam, I immediately go into the shift. And we'll talk a little bit more about this pivoting action, which is similar to the gravity half pass, in a few moments. But the first half of the Herman shift and the gravity half pass are the same. So you're there. Now I stretch forward and push this one in. What I really love is that the next one is super clean by the time anyone's focused. There's nothing to see. And there's not much to see anyway. And I push off these two. And actually when I push them off, I push off 4. And I get a break 2 more down. And look, no ace. Press. And there it is. No ace. I come back. And as I place these down, I pull that back and push off 1 more. Now this guy, I get a break below it as I push it flush, so he's on the bottom, and that's clean now. And oddly enough, I get the best response often out of this card, which is an interesting point you might not have guessed. And then we got no cards here, or 1 card here. That goes back down, and now we're just doing that shift again, and it gets a really great response because it's so clean.
I'm still missing how the last one gets there.
No, I love it.
Take us back just a couple of steps, because you still had that last ace outjogged you.
And the real ace is on the bottom. So I can show.
Well,
that
that's the part I miss, is how does the real ace get...
Oh, it was the third, it was after the shift in the first place that brought the first 2 to the top.
Yeah.
That brought this to the bottom. So these aces, remember, were below this card,
right,
like so.
Oh yeah, it was already at the bottom.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I did this, that brought that card to the bottom.
Yeah.
1, 2 brought that to the top.
Right.
And now there's 1 on top, which we used with that double lift, which of course we're doing a little differently now. This one's here. When that third one went flush, it was the bottom card, and that's when we got a break above it.
Oh, so when you're pushing in the third one, you're pushing in the bottom one.
It's the bottom card.
That's the thing that I missed. That's
you know, the thing about this is I've only ever taught this to 1 person at a time, you know? So I understand.
You are actually switching which card is the third, which one is the fourth. Nice. Okay.
Well, it's a whole danged ordeal, this trick.
Got it.
Yeah. So here we go. This one goes here. People said they wanted, some heavy card guys said that they weren't seeing enough new material. Yeah, I understand.
Crazy.
I understand.
It's good.
So I put that in, and so now you got that wonderful moment where that last one comes to the top.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And it is a lot of stuff. It is a lot of stuff.
If that ain't heavy enough, I don't know what is. I think that's fantastic.
No, well, thanks. All right, now I guess we're going to go back to where we started from. Long time ago. What time is it?
Time for magic.
Yeah. I just don't know. As far as I know, it's like I feel like I'm in a room with no windows, no doors. It's been like 12 hours, right?
How about?
Feels like a lifetime. Take out a card. Look at it and show it to everyone. Make sure they all see it. How you holding up back there? All right? You give up on those notes? No, don't give up on the notes. It's like looking at Jack Nicholson's manuscript in The Shining. Would you be impressed? I hate structure. I hate structure. All structure and no sleights make Jack a dull boy. All right, this is where we started. When we did this particular trick where the card turns face up and the entire deck turns face down. Now this trick originally used the gravity half pass, which I've now demonstrated in a lot of different ways in a lot of different contexts. And so I want to talk about it with y'all a little bit. So the idea of the gravity half pass, or any half pass really, is that you're just turning some cards over underneath other cards. That's really what's happening. And it's a very old idea. When we do, traditionally, for many, many years, the method of record was the Henry Christ twist. And this is what the Christ twist looked like. Right? And so what was happening was, folks were starting here, getting a break, tilting down, letting that pop up, and then at this point, they had no way to get the deck back whole again. And so what Henry Christ figured out was the all-around